Chapter 1, The Dawn of Humanity. In the beginning, the world was wild. Vast forests stretched unbroken across the horizon, their trees towering like pillars of a great cathedral. Rivers cut through the land, deep and fast, carrying the lifeblood of Earth itself. The mountains, tall and jagged, loomed like eternal guardians, their peaks lost in clouds. Humanity was still young then, fragile, scattered, uncertain. They were hunters and gatherers, living in small bands, clinging to survival. They feared the beasts of the forests, the hunger of winter, the wrath of storms. And yet, within their hearts burned something greater than fear, a hunger for more. Even in those early days, men and women looked across rivers and valleys at strangers both like them and unlike them, and wondered. Were these strangers kin, or enemies? Could they be trusted, or must they be destroyed? Thus, the seeds of rivalry were sown. The first tribes. The earliest tribes lived by rivers and forests. They gave themselves names drawn from the earth and sky, words heavy with meaning. Some are remembered, most are lost. But two tribes stood above all others in memory, the Karoo, the people of fire, and the Oran, the children of stone. The Karoo were the first to master flame, not merely as a gift of lightning, but as a tool and a weapon. They kept sacred fires burning in great pits at the heart of their camps. Fire was their god, their guide, their identity. With fire, they hardened their spears, drove away beasts, and forged a belief that they were chosen above all others. The Oran, by contrast, were a people of stone. They lived in the shadow of mountains, carving homes from rock and raising walls of clay and stone. They revered endurance, permanence, and strength. To them, stone was eternal, while fire was fleeting and dangerous. At first, the two tribes did not know of one another. Each believed they were alone in the world. But as their numbers grew, their wanderings expanded, and their hunters crossed paths. The first encounter. When Karoo hunters first met Oran hunters at the border of forest and mountain, they stared at one another across a clearing, uncertain. The Karoo saw giants of stone, broad-shouldered and slow. The Oran saw flame-bearers, strange and dangerous. At first, there was peace. They exchanged gifts of meat, skins, and tools. Songs were shared, dances performed, and children laughed together. For a brief moment, there was harmony. But harmony is fragile. One winter, when food was scarce, the Karoo strayed into Oran hunting grounds. A quarrel broke out over a slain deer. A spear was thrown in panic. Blood stained the snow. One Oran was killed. The Oran demanded justice. The Karoo refused. Pride clashed with pride, and suspicion turned to resentment. The shamans fanned the flames. The fire-keepers of the Karoo proclaimed the Oran as blind fools who denied the truth of flame. The stone singers of the Oran denounced the Karoo as dangerous sorcerers, thieves of fire. Thus began the rift between fire and stone. The gathering storm. Raids followed. Small at first, goats stolen, huts burned, hunters ambushed. Each side claimed to be avenging the last. Spears grew sharper, shields stronger, warriors fiercer. The Karoo learned to fight like fire, swift, unpredictable, striking and vanishing. The Oran fought like stone, slow, unyielding, advancing in lines that crushed all before them. And as their hatred grew, the world itself seemed to hold its breath. For the first time in the history of mankind, humans turned their weapons not against beasts or hunger, but against one another. Thus was born the first war,